All right, welcome, y'all. What's happening? Thursday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, kicking on our old bookmap stream. We got a little bit of liquidity coming off on the bookmap here because of the 30-year bond auction that's occurring at the moment. So a little bit of volatility anticipated with this posting. Watching the 30-year yields, the 30-year bonds, and all the other bond products to see what the demand or lack thereof is going to give us. Been a pretty dull day. ES has been stuck in about an 8-point range all day. NASDAQ has been red and green, and finally another red to back down inside the range. 17,861. And ES is hanging out at 5,009 at the moment, pinging back and forth a point or two at a time. So haven't put on a trade since this morning. A very, very slow day. Don't anticipate putting on too much unless we see some volatility kick us out of this range. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. Appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day to join, hang out, and learn. And let me know if you have any questions. What I would really love to see to kick off a confident move is a little bit of iceberg activity. We haven't had any on this chart today. We had a little bit come on right there, but still very, very small. You see this subchart indicator. Nothing on the chart showing any kind of real movement. Liquidity's coming off there. They haven't posted the data yet for the bonds. We have liquidity down at 49.87 and up to 50.35, so about equidistant from highs and lows. NASDAQ comes down from 17,900 to 17. A little bit of green right there. So about a 4-point pop on ES. Still climbing up here at the moment to 50.15. TLT put on a green candle so far. VIX is hanging out at 13. And immediately they top wick it. So let's watch what happens with the finishing of this candle. That appears to be a liquidity sweep so far. They're already top wicking it. Back down to 50.10 on ES. NASDAQ just top wicked it as well. And ES is 51.7 at the moment. Let's see how this baby goes. So far, a little bit of green. Coming up. Come back to the morning high. Oh, sorry about that. Let's see, Apple's there. Dow's going nuts. Russell's going nuts. NASDAQ is back to 17,890. And ES is 50.14. 5016. These bond auction candles be wild. Oh yeah. So a decent sized candle there on the volume. And we're still inside the range. So far, pretty much a non-event on ES. We have liquidity coming on right there at 16. XLF is green, came up. VIX is 13.10. And the whole goal here to get us outside of this range. Get something tradable into the afternoon that we can make this worthwhile. No iceberg so far. They're putting all the same liquidity they had back on. They took it off, put it right back on. Nothing new. They've got 50.20, 50.35, and then 49.86 at the moment. NASDAQ has got 17,900 on there too. What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Welcome. What's more important for 0DT gamma or delta for expiration? I like to look at them both. It all depends on what you're looking for. For macro stuff, longer term stuff, delta is a better product. If you want to take a look at some 0DTE and shorter term movements, then GEX is probably a better alternative gamma. But my whole thing is I want to see what the overall macro positioning is for the dealers and how they need to hedge against it, which is why delta is a great product for that. So, looks like the momentum is already gone from the event. ES is still 50.14. We've got 17,912 here. It looks like NASDAQ wants to continue to attack this based on the liquidity if they could finally break through these top wicks. I've been strictly hands off the rest of the day, though, because it's been just nasty price action, and I don't want to get scalping here. So if we can finally pick a direction here and blast, 50.25 or so, we can finally get a good 10-point, 15-point move, but this thing is just so slow. Slow. You're welcome, Felix. So glad to be done for the day, just watching and learning. That's right, Seth. It's good. It's good. It's a great day to do that. Watch and learn. That's it. And y'all are playing bond auctions like a gamble, man. Y'all are hitting the roulette wheel. 17,900. Looking around the market, I've now using a couple editions here, figuring out what the overall direction is going to be. Is there a macro direction to correlate across all products that can kind of tip me off to if we're going to break out high or low here? All grains have been rejected. All sells have been bounced. 51.4. $17,900 is the top liquidity on NASDAQ, buying that red candle back up. And climbing. YM, does they have any outlier liquidity at the moment? They've got a ladder down south here, but otherwise 38,850. And Russell has got 1982 here. 51.4. So far, nothing. What's up with that pump? We had bond auction. 30-year bond auction. Anyone have any active trades? Not at the moment. Do I track and journal my trades? I do. Yes. I do. Not necessarily the scalps, because I don't take very many high confidence scalps, but longer trades that I hold, yes, I do. Because I want to track the overall strategy. Well, yeah, today, the trades today was the Russell and the oil. Those things are crazy today. Not the ES or NASDAQ. Terrible price action on ES and NASDAQ. CL is up 3% today. If I'm looking at that right, like the 50-20, 50-25, for what? So what do you think? All that thing, the volume up top, the sell volume? Yeah, so we have a little liquidity coming out at 45 and 35. They were all on there, they're pre-market, and they took it back off, and now they put it back on. So they've been spoofing that all day. So 40-45 here, that's a very, very large level, 924. So if they were to attack that, yeah, I would look for at least an immediate top wick off of it, but once that absorbs, we'll see. You know, that's a big momentum play there. That would be 35 points up from here. Which would be a bit of a squeeze today. And unless they injected some volume, I don't see that happening today. There's just not enough. The option chain right now is quite bearish. There's a lot of positioning lower, and the volume right here is pretty weak. So unless they change things, right now I don't see the momentum to go up to 50-45. I mean, look at this. They're already top wicking this candle back down. So there's just simply not enough buying or option chain activity to get us through supply. Get us through supply at the moment. Obviously, things can change very quickly in power hour. Maybe it is a power hour play, but right now it's just a bunch of weakness. They have a good amount of robust activity, though. That's the thing here, is I'd like to see a lot of activity come on the book. Now we've got 1,000 orders almost at 50-45. We've got another 500 at 50-35, and then we've got 800 here and about 500 or 600 here at 49.85. So we have a nice activity hitting the books here. Participation, which hopefully leads to a little bit more volatility. But with ES in an 8-point range, which is nearly untradeable, NASDAQ holding a 50-point range, which is untradeable for their realm, that it's just a sit and watch day. So you're saying that an absorption of the 25 would be a squeeze fuel from the mid-north? Yes. Yeah. But right now, Apple is still a thorn in the side for the market. Microsoft trying to make another move up, but top wicking. There's only a couple of players here that are putting on big moves for the top 10. Meta, who was very nice this morning, is getting destroyed. Meta is about to go from new high of the day to new low of the day, which is a volatile low probability event. So watch out for Meta. Tesla's not really feeling much love right now. AVGO is probably the biggest winner, is the biggest winner of the day. They're up 2.6, but they're still holding the highs. So that's why I was saying, like I said earlier, I don't really want to play the breakout on NASDAQ as long as there's so much weakness in the market here. Normally I'm looking to, all right, I'll follow along, we're breaking out, go, but there's so many products that are selling off right now that I don't really want to play breakouts until I see some correlation. So I'm looking at my 8-pack right now to see if I can get an upwards rising tide lifts all ships type of thing where we can climb up and go long. But right now I'm just not seeing it. So TLT's right back to where I bought it 2 weeks ago. Yeah, there's still some pressure on TLT. Overall, I personally think we're within at least 5 points of the bottom on TLT. So it's not. I wouldn't necessarily short TLT. I just think you can get a better price if you just wait a little bit. So, just wait. Yeah, I don't agree. I don't think there's major support around the 94. I think we definitely have some support at 93, but the big support that I'm really looking for on TLT is down in the 90s. So if they were to give out 93, which one more test and we'll be through that, we could see the upper 90. Either way, we're not talking about a lot of movement here. I think overall within 5 points of the bottom, and then we'll go. But I do think TLT long will be one of the better plays of the year. Just got to wait. Be patient. ES is coming back down 51.1. Smack dab in the middle of the range. Again, still nothing crazy to make me go on in any trades here, unless you're trading CL or what's the other one? Russell. What happened with the big green bar at TLT? I didn't look at the results from the 30-year, but that was just a reaction to the 30-year bond auction. VIX is starting to come off pretty hard here. If they continue to drill the VIX down into the 1290, so far they've been able to hold the green pop on VIX today, but if they start selling it off, then I would start to see some bullish flow up to 40.45, and we'll start to go some long here in the afternoon. You're welcome, Steve. Other than that, right now, I'm not in any hurry to take a trade. $50.11. Little bit of red coming back off. Same thing all day. Same thing all day. There are days to play aggressive, of course, and there's a day not to. And today's a day not to. Save yourself some trouble and just wait. Wait for a good setup here. $50.11. Lunchtime. There you go. Let me turn this on. NASDAQ. It's been such a tight week that I've had very little interaction with my macro levels because we haven't moved. NASDAQ and ES is pretty much the same price it was yesterday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's not really doing much, so I can't really make too many decisions based on pivots other than what we had on Monday and Tuesday, which worked very well. But we're just waiting now. We're in a holding pattern. Tomorrow, it's interesting because if you look at SPY, last week we had a significant pull down to 480 on SPY. That was in the middle of the week. So we had GEX put position to 480. SPY rolled over from 491 to 482 in 2 sessions. Cleared out that 480 GEX, and then it rolled up, and then we climbed. Tomorrow, it's heavily positioned lower. So that's interesting to me to see if they actually do that again. And obviously, option chain activity is not is not the gospel, but there is some exposure lower for tomorrow. Why is the market so flat today? In my opinion, my interpretation of that is that we ran out of steam. We're ready for a pullback, which is why I've entered the put yesterday. One of the reasons why I entered a put yesterday is that there's no more buying activity. That's why volume is gone. That's why there's no more breakouts. That's why everything's being top wicked. So, but we'll see. You typically don't want to see a movement like this when you finally break out, especially when there's no reason for this to hold up. There's no catalyst to hold this thing up. There's nothing else we're waiting on. So after we finally break out, we should be pulling away. In my opinion, IMO. I'm figuring out how to try to grow better tomatoes this year. I've always grown tomatoes, but last year I did not. I underproduced tomatoes. I'm trying to grow better tomatoes this year. I've been watching videos. Little side note. A little bit more red. Roundup. Oh yeah, I heard Roundup was good for tomatoes. It's good stuff. All right. Sing Creed songs to them. Are you far from the city? I'm about 20 miles from the city. Just north of Anchorage. So another red back down, and of course a bottom wick. Nothing changes. Right back into the middle of the range of the POC. 60-minute looks atrocious. And NASDAQ, of course, is doing the same. You need calcium nitrate. That is a must. Interesting. I'll take a let me write that down. The Edit Gang's eating good this week. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Possible rotation into small caps. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, which is another sign of a little bit of pullback is imminent. Is that when they start rotating into small caps? So, a couple of things piling up here. Any chance we see CL liquidity levels? I don't have a loader right now, but I'll try to have it ready for next time. I love country lifestyle, eating some natural tomatoes. Oh, yeah. There ain't nothing like a homegrown tomato, baby. Homegrown tomatoes. My biggest payout yet, 6K approved from Apex. I love it, Vent. Beautiful, buddy. Your advice has been priceless. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. Very congratulations. I know that's a euphoric experience to pull $6,000 out of a prop firm. So, well done. Lionheart. Speaking of which, I'm creating, at the suggestion of my boy Trader Jay, I'm creating the new forum feature in Discord. So Discord added a new feature called Forums, which is like obviously a forum type of posting. I'm currently building it, and the first one's going to be around my recommendations for how to trade prop firms, which can be applied to real trading too. And that's going to be at the somewhere in the channel. Right now it's the bottom left. I'm still building it of the channel index, way at the bottom. But yeah, that'll be new feature. Trying to constantly improve. Oh man, right now I'm just trying to figure out what to do with this crap. Had a lot of people ask me about icebergs yesterday and the day before. Unfortunately, we don't really have any active icebergs on the tape right now, so I can't give a live example. But the past couple of weeks, we've had a great amount of icebergs that have been very actionable. It's my favorite, besides the actual software itself of Bookmap, my favorite indicator is the iceberg. I think that's the number one thing to be added to your chart once you actually do sign up for Bookmap is the iceberg indicator. And unfortunately, you can't get that with the free version or the TOS version that's cheap. but a fantastic resource. 30-minute candles is nasty. 5-minute candles are even nastier. And we're just chilling. A sub to your channel. Great stream. Thanks, Demo. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, hit that like button for me. Grow the community. Meta's looking for low of the day. So, when you see a mega cap, or any other name for that matter, they rage and put a new high in, and then in the afternoon they downturn and put a new low in. That's a low probability event and usually a sign of bearish activity to come. It's not something you want to see, is when they put a high in, set the tone of the day, and then reverse and dump in the afternoon for a new low. No bueno. And if that happens today on NASDAQ and ES, I'll start to add to my put position. Right now I'm kind of in a holding pattern. I'm going to see how this plays out. I'm kind of expecting this thing to move up to 50-20. Not necessarily expecting, but I could easily see it happening here. But if I do start to see the confirmation signals, that's when I start to add to the dollar cost average to the position. What do you look for iceberg size? So the size of the icebergs themselves, I want to be in the, starting out at 200. When I start to see them start out at 200 here, I'll look for them to build. 200, 400, 600 explode, to the 1,000. If I see them larger than that, then we're really cooking with some fire here. If I see multiple icebergs, that tells me there's an imminent move. Yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, I highlighted, I think it was Tuesday actually. It was Tuesday. We were chopping just like this. And all of a sudden, I saw a 1,500 quantity iceberg come up, sell side iceberg. So I pinged everyone, hey, be careful. We're about to have a move. Sell side iceberg came up. And what happened? Like 3 minutes after, dump. So it's a fantastic resource if you know how to apply it. It certainly made me way more money than the cost of the item, for sure. It's beautiful. I know you said you journal and track your trades, but can you explain how you go about tracking everything? Yeah. So for me, I want to track my trades with a couple of different metrics. One, the actual data metric, which is like the entry, the time, all that crap. But the reason why I track my trades is not to see how much money I've made or to see my daily transactional win rate. It's to tell me, do I have an actionable system? Do I have a system that is consistent? So I want to pull as much, I guess, philosophical data from the system that I can. How did I feel around the days? Is there a specific time that I trade better at? Is there a specific time that I don't trade good at? Is there a specific day of the week? That type of stuff. The obvious stuff is easy, but a daily win rate's not going to tell me anything. My overall profitability throughout the quarters and weeks and years will tell me stuff, but I want to know the intricacies of my system. What fat can I trim out of my system to give me the best edge possible? Because I've been doing this long enough where I'm pretty much in control of my mind. I know when I'm being a jabroni. I know when I'm hitting on all cylinders. I know when I'm fired up. So now I need to continue to drill home and refine and trim the fat. And that's why I do it. I have to be very much in tune with my emotions, very much in tune with my system, how I feel. And then, of course, now that I'm running this community, I have to make sure I'm not being affected by a bias that I necessarily don't agree with, or if I'm not affecting you all with a bias that's incorrect. So I have to be very much in tune, which is another variable on top of trading that's fun to learn. So I track it for a bunch of different reasons. But basically, it's as much data as I can get out of it. And then I offer a little note section on my trading system to put anything that I can't necessarily point to. I just put some general data. Can we see more downside in Tesla? It certainly looks like it. It looks like the fanboy days of Tesla are at least temporarily over. Overall, it looks like they're absorbing the 185 range and possibly can transact to 165. 165 to me is the Armageddon line for Tesla. If Tesla gives up 165, I think that's all she wrote. The lady's singing. So, the lady is singing if we pass 165. How are you going about finding upside targets at all-time highs? I use order flow information, and options chain data, and then expected move with IV. Those three things. I think the tier 2 people can attest that the macro levels at all-time highs have been working pretty well. Last week was pretty superb. Thank you. I've incorporated tracking my trades and done spectacular since your advice. I'm looking to add new data points to my tracking. Nice, Bandit. What I would recommend you do, and what I would recommend is everybody do, remove the transactional win rate off of your system. So if you're tracking your transactional win rate, get it out. All you're going to do is freak yourself out every time you have a downturn. Instead, what I would encourage you to do is track your daily win rate, your weekly win rate, your monthly, quarterly, etc. But stay away from worrying about your transactional win rate because it doesn't do you anything. Do you really care if you have a 30% win rate and you're still making money? No, all that means is that you're doing a great job of controlling your losses and exploiting your big wins. It's great. In fact, I would be willing to bet if you do have a 30% win rate and making money, you're a pretty dang good trader because you know how to control your downside. But if you've got an 80% win rate and you're still barely breaking even, I'd say you're a pretty crappy trader because you don't know how to control your downside. Pure baloney. Bologna. What's up, Iggy? Yeah, right now it's pretty flat. Garbage. Why are they playing this song on my Spotify? Literally, I just went from listening to worship music, and then this comes on my Spotify. The farthest thing from Christian music I could find is what they just played. Jeez Louise. VWAP, yeah. Can you show the ES liquidity map? Yes, I can. 50-15, 50-35, 50-45. Upside, downside, we have 55,005 and 49.87. I just watched your video, SPY option trading strategy, yield consistent profits from 2 years ago. Do you still stand behind it? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. When we are back in a normal market, I will be using a lot of that stuff again. Right now, you can't use any reactive indicators such as that. You'll miss entries left and right. RSI, complete garbage in this market. MACD, CCI, garbage. In a normal market where it's uptrending, I think it works out pretty well. It's not very analytical, but it'll point out some patterns that you can exploit. Right now, no. The only thing that works now is liquidity, in my opinion. Oh, man. Terrible. Where's the volume going to take us today? Where's the volume? Let's take a look at the 15-minute. We have a massive high volume top wick at 1 o'clock on the 15-minute chart, and now we're smack dab in the middle. I find RSI useful over different time frames. Yeah. If it works for you, it works for you. Let's see, 50, 15. CVD is negative 8,000. Negative 8,000. Apple's not moving. Amazon's not moving. Microsoft is not moving. Russell's not, or now Russell's moving. Maybe the Tucker Carlson interview will be overnight catalyst. Oh yeah. Is that posting tonight? Did he say that's posting that tonight? What if the end of the interview is him being arrested and put in jail? That'd be crazy. They said that Twitter downloads or X downloads passed, like it reached the top App Store download because of the interview. People want to watch the interview. Oh, man. 5013. Very slow. Very slow. What's up, Blackwana? How you doing? ES is 5012. Wish I had more for you all today, but this is the beast that we is given to us. Russell's breaking out again, so trade some Russell. YM is putting on some moves. You could trade the YM. CL still moving. Man, what a move on CL. Bounced right off the POC and just launched. Recapture and go. We are currently, we've only got 2.5 hours left in the market, and we're not even at yet half of yesterday's volume. And yesterday's volume was terrible, and we're not even at half of it. Awful. Awful. I'm going to hit refresh on the options data here so we can get something. What's the flow doing today? Put buying is spiking on this move for the 0 DTE. Microsoft put buying. Google's call buying barely. And Q's big time put buying on the Q's. Big time put buying. In fact, let's go to the QQQ. See what tomorrow's information looks like. Triple Q, baby. Triple Q. Do you have any recommended readings to learn more? My number one recommendation is the Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis. Every time I read it, I pick up something that can clear up something. So that's my first recommendation, Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis. After that, Trading in the Zone. That's the 1-2 punch. That means you got the technical, you've got the emotional. Read those two things. That'll greatly boost your confidence and your abilities. After that, Dealer's Choice. What I would want you to do is stay away from a lot of information that's driven by lines, candles other than the basics. Yes, I want you to learn candles and price action, like the candles themselves, but I need you to understand the concept that the market is an auction. That's the whole thing. The market is simply an auction of buying and selling, supply and demand. When the price gets too low, buyers are going to intervene. When the price gets too high, sellers are going to intervene. It's just the way the market works. And that applies on all different time frames. So if you can understand that, you can avoid shorting the hole and buying the tops. And you can understand that the market is liquidity sweeps. So VPA, Anna Colling's book, greatly helps you understand that concept. And then after that, you need to understand and learn to control your emotions. Anything other than that, whatever helps you trade and understand the macro environment, man, I'm a big fan of. I have a whole list of books I recommend on my website. It's a plethora of books. That's helped me in my career. Can you do something with the Traditix bot? Reset it. It doesn't work. Let me see what I can do. Yeah, I noticed it's not working right now. Hope my credit card didn't get rejected. Yeah. It's been like that all week. Maybe it's a prelude of something nasty. Yeah, I don't know. They're adding more liquidity to 50.35 and 45. End of day rally. I don't know right now. Let's come tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? Expiration filter till tomorrow. Qs are now 433, 430. That's 3 points lower. Trading in the Zone, Tsunami. Which, by the way, Spotify offers Trading in the Zone free as an audiobook. So Google Trading in the Zone on Spotify and you can listen to it. As long as you have the premium subscription. It's free. So I guess it's not free. You have to pay for the premium subscription. It's been ranging, but with low volume in the 30 minutes. Yeah, extremely low volume. This is extreme. This is holiday volume on the indices right now. It's free on YouTube. There you go. You're welcome, Tsunami. $30-minute, 60-minute. Attacking 150.15. Nasdaq is still climbing. Russell is breaking out again. Been going. More rotation into the Russell. This is mostly retail activity. Yeah. The volume is incredibly light. The last time we've seen volume like this was Christmas time. Before that, Thanksgiving. Before that, Labor Day. Like, it's literally holiday volume. It's terrible. What do we have tomorrow, Friday? I don't think we have anything tomorrow. Yeah, nothing. No catalyst at all tomorrow. Not a single one. Did you see the ARM earnings? I did. Yeah, that stock's going crazy. I've had people message me about it today. Text message me. Yeah, it's nuts, man. The thing went from $77 yesterday to $130 today, $126 today. Nuts. I currently bought 3 SPY 500 calls, expiring at 29.55 cents. Nice, DJ. Go, DJ. Attacking the high of the day here on ES. Finally getting a little movement, maybe. A little bit movement, maybe. Give me something. Coming up to 5015. Russell's breaking out again. Dow's breaking out. XLF is starting to break out. Mega caps are not moving at the moment. Let's see. Expiration. February 9th. Flowline. SMCI is flying. Option chain is pretty crap on it. That thing's been flying for a couple of weeks now, man. It's crazy. Crazy. SPY is 498, absorbing 50.15 at the moment. I bought ARM calls yesterday at 77, way outside the money. Really? Nice, AR. Those guys got to be way up right now. Way up. What, a couple of $1,000%? I was trading on the IBKR demo account. I bought some puts and was $900 in profit. It came to my target by like 12 cents, so I decided to take it off. And I'm $186 in profit. I don't know I don't know what product you traded, but it sounds like probably there was a wide spread, and when you got out, you basically got the bid, which was way lower than the ask, if I had to guess. I don't know what product you were trading, but it sounds like that's a spread issue. That's the problem. If that is the case, that's the problem with trading small caps with wide spreads, because your P&L can change wildly based on the bid and the ask. So ES is about a point away from putting a new high of the day in. The volume is starting to build a little bit here. Seeing if they can climb. Still nothing yet. Rejected. Or they had delay data. Yeah. Rejected. Oh, man. Wish I'd have known about it yesterday. Saw the action last night. Got this morning for a quick profit. Nice. So the buyers are eating up into this top area range at the moment. We had yet another rejection of 50-15. Still in a very tight range, 8-point range on the yes. Nothing to go crazy about here. And we're just waiting. We're in a holding pattern. Nothing going on. XLF, what's GS doing today? Goldman Sachs, what are they doing today? They got destroyed. And now they're back up to POC. What's their daily chart look like? Still not getting away from 381. No movement on Goldman Sachs. What's JP Morgan doing? Tracking the big banks after the old bond auction. JP Morgan going exponential, of course. I traded 200 shares twice for 2K. Glad I got a piece of it. Nice, Max. Very cool. I would love to see some icebergs come on the tape to give me some direction. Amazon's coming back off. VIX is still at 12.95. Yawn. Got about 15 minutes left for the stream. I know there's not much going on here, but I'm happy to answer any questions. Let me know about Bookmap or otherwise. If you do want to sign up for Bookmap, of course, I do have a affiliate link that should help you get some money off depending on which plan you choose. Decided to play long only, and my profits are a lot higher. My count is more consistent. Beautiful art. I think that's a fantastic idea. Only look for long opportunities if you're struggling. Great stuff. The downside is a lot more difficult to play, especially in the market such as this, where the weekly chart is probably the most ridiculous chart I've ever seen in my life. I think from a data perspective, it is the most ridiculous chart anyone has ever seen. So, yeah, play the long side. I don't think the market has ran this long for this hard for this long ever. Something like that. Boring stuff. I heard it was like 50 degrees in Vail a couple of days ago. Freaking springtime already. Should play the pullback 496. I mean, I'm in long-term puts at the moment, but I'm just watching. I'm not too much in a hurry to jump into a short-term trade here. Amazon is getting smoked. Big red candle. XLF still climbing. Bank stocks are collapsing like it's 2009. Tech stocks are melting like it's 1999. Love it. Crazy time we live in. I wonder what they're going to say about this market in 10 years. what the history books are going to say about the 2023-2024 market. $50.13. I'd say we still have to clear out this $50.17 before going anywhere. There's too much draw to it. We keep on attacking it. And yeah, the more we stick around there, I'd say we clear it up to $50.20. I don't know. Very low volume. It's hard to guess when you're playing against high frequency traders here. They will say computers and greed wiped out the little guys. Yep. Yep. I heard France wants to forbid shorting on their market. Well, that would take care of the downside, that's for sure. I have small positions tomorrow. Expiration for SPY. Real big red day. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Nomad. We definitely have a little positioning lower. The order flow looks a little weak. Volume looks weak. I think tomorrow could be a red day. We'll see. We'll see. They'll say I wish I was John Taylor. He's a billionaire. I like it, John. Nice agnostic. Well done, buddy. Well done. Huge move on Russell. Huge move on Russell. NVIDIA is putting out the new high of the day. AVGO is up. Tesla. ES is 50.13. I think if we break the high of the day, we'll squeeze overnight, and then tomorrow it'll drop. Well, if they do clear out this 20, it's going to take some volume. So look at XLF. The banks are going nuts here. If they do clear out this 50-20, hold this little 5-point block, it's going to take some volume, which will probably require a sweep to do that. And if they were to clear that, if you can survive the first 5 minutes of a top wick, then I'd probably say we'll clear up to 50-20, 50-25. But it needs volume. If we don't get a volume influx, then I'd be careful getting through that stuff here. So most likely what will happen, clear, top wick, most likely with volume, come back up, retest with no volume because there's nothing else there, and then transact higher, and then maybe squeeze up to 50-20, 50-30. That's if that were to happen. But it's going to require volume. And right now, there's not a lot of participation in the market. Very weak. The volume is even worse than yesterday. Definitely possible, but it's hard speculating on low volume stuff. It's just, is it really worth the time? I certainly don't want to sit here all day to wait for a 10-minute, 20-point move. It's just not worth it. But currently on the options chain, we're kind of pinned right here to 498. Everything is hovering around 498. For tomorrow, I mean, it's built all the way down to 489 in SPY. SPX is 4,800. So one second, I have to mute. All right, back. Is XND and XSP the same as SPY but cheaper? Yes. So XND is the micro version. Yeah, you said it. I don't need to re-say it. You said it right. There you go. You're right. Why reinvent the wheel? A little bit of red. A little bit of red. Oh, man. $50.5012. XLF is on a tear. Yeah. Not one single iceberg on the chart today. A little bit of liquidity down here coming on. 17,829 right here. Just be careful with those, Martin, though, because I haven't looked at XND. I have looked at XSP. Spreads are very wide. Liquidity is nil. So if you're going to trade that stuff, then just be aware of these spreads and liquidity. Very difficult to trade options with wide spreads and low liquidity. SPY, there's no problem. There is no spread. TLT coming back off. Amazon is 109 and falling. Can you trade based on icebergs only? If you are patient enough, yeah. If you wanted to wait until you only saw a big level of icebergs, then yeah, you could trade off of them. You may only get 1 or 2 trades a week, which is perfectly fine. I have no problem with that at all. In fact, I encourage that. But yeah, I definitely don't want you sitting there scalping, 5, 6 times a day. That's garbage. But yeah. You know what my optimum trade system is for me? If I had to describe the perfect trade system on day trading, you take one trade in the morning, sometime between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. You close the position, and then you shut down the computer. I don't care if we blast 500 points. You're done. And go do something else with your life. Little 4-point rejection here. Thoughts on Fibonacci retracement strategy? I'm thinking about my answer. I'm choosing my words. Okay. I don't mind it. So I place Fibonacci retracement in the same category as 8 EMAs, 200 moving averages, any other line, RSI, all that crap. If it works, it works. That's fine. But when I ask you to tell me why you took a trade and you tell me because it's a Fibonacci retracement, I'm going to write you off. If that's the only strategy. Now, other than a scalp, if you want to scalp off of it, cool. But I need to know if you understand order flow in the market to be consistent. Because if taking entry based on Fibonacci's and EMAs and trend lines worked all the time, then everybody would be a millionaire. That's my thing, is I need to make sure that you understand what you're doing. Other than that, if you have a good line to understand the market and you want to scalp off the Fibonacci and 8, by all means. So that's my spiel. Tesla looks like it's about to bounce. Yeah. Let me take a look. daily chart. Right now, we're absorbing. Tesla's absorbing between 190 and 180. I see that strategy over the place. Yeah. Yeah. Nancy Pelosi has made $1.2 million on NVIDIA calls on this trade. I need to be elected to Congress. I need to run for Senate. Why am I messing around trading when I can just go join the Senate? Y'all vote for me? Are y'all my constituents? Is you is or is you ain't my constituents? You got my vote. 2 p.m. algorithm. Yep. Yeah. No, maybe. First rule of business. Disband the IRS. Completely. You got mine. Yeah. As long as you abolish the IRS. Yeah. $5015. Oh, one for Prez. Oh yeah. Only if you change your name to Pedro. Free premium membership for you all if you're gonna have all the vote you want. There you go. I legit much as right OM on the ballot. Do it. All right, we got about a minute left here. Obviously, a very tight range. Nothing really actionable. There's a whole bunch of other stuff breaking out. YM is breaking out. Russell broke out. XLF is climbing. There's definitely some tradable stuff here if you want to pick and choose. The indexes, unfortunately, at least the big ones, aren't moving. So that's what we have today. Any final questions, parting thoughts about Bookmap, about trading, about systems, about anything else? Let me know. Otherwise, we'll be back on tomorrow or next Thursday at 1 p.m. We will be back tomorrow, of course, for the server, not for Bookmap, but for my server, bright and early in the morning to kick off the final day of the week and wrap up an otherwise pretty boring week. Some good trades. And we'll go from there. Have you ever taken a trade purely on the trading ticks option flow? Yes, I have. I don't do it very often, but there have been some times where the data is skewed far enough where I want to trade in the momentum. Tomorrow, we do have a phenomenal amount of pull, a little bit lower on SPX. So we'll see. We'll see if that works out. I just watched your 80-20 video from last year, X and Allison, for information. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that. Let me know if you have any questions about it. Cool. Thanks for watching it. So, all right, y'all. Keep an eye out on things here. We have a couple of things going up and down. I'm probably going to be done for the day, and we'll come back tomorrow. So, quick one. Would you have taken the FTSE 1130 volume and candle as a reversal? Let me go down and look at the FTSE 1 second. FTSE 1130 reversal. On the 15-minute, that is a VPA reversal signal. Extremely high volume, bottom mix. Now, unfortunately, that was their closing candle. So, if that was in the middle of the day, yeah, but that's a closing candle. You're always going to have a that kind of volume on a reversal play or on the closing day. So, anyway, thanks for taking the time to hang out with us. Join the Bookmap stream once again. I'll see you back next week, Thursday, 1 p.m. Until next time, I'm out. See you.